The day the will was read, the room smelled of old paper and rain. My brother sat across the table, close enough to hear his breathing, far enough to feel like a stranger. When Robert broke the seal, I heard my family split along the crease. I'm 68 years old now. My name is Margaret. And this is how greed became thicker than blood. Daniel and I grew up in Charleston. Our mother, Elizabeth, built a real estate empire from nothing. Every Sunday dinner, she'd say, "Family is everything. Money comes and goes, but blood is forever." I believed her completely. Daniel was the golden child, charming, bright, Mom's favorite laugh. I was the responsible one. Every Sunday for 10 years, I brought fresh lilacs to Mom's porch. I held her hand through Dad's funeral, while Daniel stood at the back, phone glowing in the dim church. Daniel moved to California, chasing startup dreams. He'd call Mom once a month with excuses. She'd hang up, stare at the phone, then smile at me. He's just busy building his life. Everything changed 6 months ago. Mom collapsed in her garden beside the lilac bushes. Stage 4, pancreatic cancer. 3 months to live. She lasted 2. I was there every day. I fed her when her hands shook. I bathed her. I held the bucket when chemo turned her inside out. I read Jane Austen at 3 a.m. when pain kept her awake. I watched her fade to 90 pounds. Daniel visited twice in 8 weeks. Each time, he stayed for less than an hour, his phone buzzing with crucial calls. I told myself everyone grieves differently. I was so wrong. 3 weeks before Mom passed, I found Daniel in her study, going through her filing cabinets. Papers spread across the desk. "What are you doing?" I asked. He jumped. "Just looking for old photos," he said, flashing that smile. But his hands shook. Those drawers held only financial documents. Mom's will folder lay open on the desk. A business card tucked inside Jennifer Walsh, RN, from a care facility I'd never heard of. I shelved the suspicion. Grief rearranges the mind. Mom passed on a rainy Tuesday in March. I held her hand, counting each shallow breath. Daniel was in the hallway discussing quarterly projections. Her last words were barely a whisper. "Take care of each other." She squeezed my hand and looked toward Daniel's voice. "Promise me." "I promise, Mom." She touched my cheek and was gone. The lilac candle I'd lit still burned. The funeral was beautiful. Daniel's eulogy had everyone in tears. People called him strong and devoted. I stood in the corner, numb, wondering why I felt empty while he seemed so prepared, like he'd rehearsed everything. The will reading was 1 week later. Robert Chen, Mom's attorney of 30 years, sat across his desk. His hands trembled opening the envelope. His face went pale. "Your mother made significant changes in her final month," he said slowly. My stomach dropped. Daniel leaned forward, eyes sharp. "Not surprised, just ready." Robert read, "Charleston House to Daniel. Hilton Head to Daniel. Portfolio 70% to Daniel. Rentals his." By the time the numbers stopped, the math was brutal. 8 million for him, 1.5 for me. My brother, who visited twice, who lived 3,000 miles away, he was getting everything. Then Robert handed me a note, Mum's handwriting blurred through tears. "Margaret, you've always been self-sufficient. Daniel needs more guidance. Please understand. Please don't hate me. Please take care of your brother." I looked at Daniel. He wasn't shocked, just waiting. You knew, I whispered. Mom made her choice, Maggie. She wanted to be fair based on our needs. Fair? I had sacrificed everything. I canceled dates, trips, promotions, 10 years of tiny goodbyes because she needed me. I held her when she cried about dying. And this was fair? I stood so fast, my chair crashed backward. What did you do? What did you say to her? Robert intervened. Margaret, I witnessed your mother's sound mind. My mother believed blood was forever. She would never, but I knew my brother. I knew that charm. The private conversations when I left the room, how he'd mention his failed investments, crushing debts. The guilty look on Mom's face after his visits. This isn't over, I said, grabbing my purse. Daniel's response was quiet, pitying. Let it go, Maggie. You'll only embarrass yourself. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking of the boy who once traded me his Snickers on Halloween, how far he'd traveled to arrive here. Then I remembered that business card, Jennifer Walsh, RN. I hired Patricia Rodriguez the next morning, toughest estate attorney in Charleston. After 1 week, Patricia looked up, eyes narrowed. Your mother's signature looks different, shakier, and these witnesses, I can't track them down. We investigated. 2 weeks later, we found them. One witness was Daniel's business partner. The other, Jennifer Walsh, the nurse from that business card. She worked at a home care facility, the facility Daniel had personally arranged and paid for. Patricia dug into the financials. She found text messages first. Between Daniel and Jennifer, starting 6 weeks before Mom died. Daniel, make sure she signs when Margaret isn't around. Jennifer, your sister visits every day, hard to find time. Daniel, you're getting paid to find a window. Tell Mom Margaret said she doesn't need the money. Jennifer, the afternoon medication makes her confused. That's probably the best time. Daniel, perfect. There's a bonus if this goes smoothly. Then Patricia found the bank transfers, $5,000 3 days before Mom signed, another $5,000 the day after. He had orchestrated everything, bought the manipulation, paid for the betrayal, but the worst was still coming. Medical records showed Jennifer had been administering unauthorized Ativan 2 milligrams doses without Dr. Miller's approval. The medication caused confusion, memory gaps, increased suggestibility. Mom's chart from exactly that period read, March 2-6, patient reports, feeling foggy, losing track of conversations, can't remember what we discussed. My brother had drugged our dying mother to steal her legacy. I called Daniel. We met at a coffee shop. I slid the printouts across texts, transfers, medical records. He didn't flinch. His spoon traced a perfect orbit in his coffee, as if gravity had chosen his side. He read calmly, then smiled. You were always the favorite in your own head, Maggie. But Mum loved me more, worried about me more. You'd be fine, strong, Margaret. I needed help. That's reality. She was dying, I screamed. People stared. She was scared and you used that. You drugged her. He leaned back. Prove it in court. You think a jury will believe you over me? His confidence was chilling. Patricia warned me. Cases like this take years. Hundreds of thousands in fees. No guarantee. I don't care about money. I care that he destroyed Mom's legacy with lies. I have to fight. The trial lasted 3 months. Daniel played his part perfectly. Modest suits, soft voice, appropriate tears. His lawyer painted me as the bitter sister. But Patricia was brilliant. A handwriting expert from Duke testified Mom's signature showed clear indicators of compromised motor control and duress. She displayed the text messages on courtroom screens, each damning word magnified for the jury. Dr. Miller testified that Ativan at 2 milligrams would have significantly impaired judgment and decision-making capacity during exactly when the will changed. She presented the bank transfers, each payment circled in red, the price of betrayal marked in ink. Then Jennifer Walsh took the stand. Under cross-examination, she cracked, voice quiet, hands twisting. "Miss Walsh, did Daniel Morrison ask you to influence his mother regarding her will?" Long silence. "You're under oath. He said he was helping his mother understand he needed the money more," Jennifer whispered. "He said it was what she really wanted. She just needed help seeing it. And the unauthorized Ativan doses. He suggested it might help her be calmer, less anxious about decisions." "Did you inform Dr. Miller?" "No. Daniel said it wasn't necessary. He'd take responsibility." Silence. I watched Daniel's mask slip. Just for a second, panic. Judge Helen Cartwright's voice was steel. "This court finds clear and convincing evidence of undue influence and compromised testamentary capacity. A subscribing witness with direct financial ties to a beneficiary constitutes a grave defect in execution. The will dated March 5th is hereby declared invalid. The previous will, executed 3 years prior, shall be reinstated." The words landed like rain on hot pavement steam, then silence. In that earlier will, Mom split everything equally, 50-50. What she really wanted, Daniel had to return everything. But justice doesn't heal the wound. It doesn't erase my brother using Mom's dying wishes as a weapon. "Settlement day," Daniel texted. "You won the money, but you lost a brother. Hope it was worth it," I typed. "I lost my brother the day you chose greed over family. The money just proved it. We haven't spoken in 4 years. He moved to Colorado, started over. I don't know if he has regrets. Part of me hopes he's haunted by Mom's face every day. I used every dollar of my inheritance to start the Elizabeth Morrison Foundation. Free legal assistance for families dealing with elder abuse. We've helped 32 families. Each reminds me why I fought. Not for money, for truth. But Mom's last words haunt me. Take care of each other. I broke that promise, or Daniel broke it first. Sometimes I drive past our childhood home. New owners, different curtains. I remember Christmases, summer nights catching fireflies. I remember that 7-year-old boy splitting his Halloween candy with me, insisting I take all the Snickers. That boy who shared candy, where did he go? They say blood is thicker than water, but greed is thicker than both. And sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who were supposed to love you forever. I won the battle, got justice, but lost my family, lost my brother. Lost the ability to remember childhood without wondering when the poison started. Outside the courthouse that day, the air held a faint lilac, something ending, something insisting to remain. Mom said, "Take care of each other." I couldn't keep that promise to a brother who let go first. So I keep it for 32 families who needed someone to hold the line. So I'm asking you, was I wrong to fight? Should I have let him have the money, kept what was left of our family intact? Or did I do the right thing exposing the truth, even knowing it would destroy us? You tell me, because 4 years later, I still don't know. And that uncertainty, that's the price I pay every single day.